Yeah. Yeah, I know, because of the age. No, the moment you enter the age, it gives you whatever the system has. But your child is too, maybe it's too young for our parents. No, I mean, the moment when you enter the child, there's some information and
Rabbi's coming. I'm just admitting everybody to the Zoom.
which group is in private. It's nothing not giving my parents zero. Because it's going up to the mail. Then probably you give them some signal or something like that. That's why it's giving you make that girl down. Okay. Is it going to next week already?
The rabbi's coming.
Once you do the reservation, you have to pay at least $50 a month now because it's already private for the month. You have to pay
The rabbi's coming. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay. No, the rabbi's
Like
coming. I'm just letting people into the Zoom.
Okay. No problem. How are you?
I'm not the new rabbi. Surprise, it's me. I'm just letting people in for the rabbi.
She doesn't hear me. Hi.
Hi. I work for Rabbi Kraz, so he made
Figured.
it here and let you guys in. So, woo!
Thank you.
Surprise.
Hi, Lara.
Hi. How are you, sweetie? Oh.
It's Brian's day.
I know. Happy birthday, Brian.
Thanks, Loretta.
I know it's his birthday today. Oh, what? What did he say?
Going
I don't hear.
upstairs. He
I'm
said, are
happy.
you related to Florida? Let me just take my face off.
Hi. His birthday also. Wait, am I on? Hi. It's Brian. It's Brian's birthday.
No way.
I swear.
That's so weird.
Happy birthday.
Thank
I
you.
know. How weird is that, eh?
It's a little weird. Like there's too many things happening that are like parallel between me and Brian.
I know, seriously. Does Claudia know? I don't know if she hears this, that she knows it.
Only the rabbi wants me to tell her I'll call her back in 1 second. I'll call her back in 1 second.
Catherine, I can't believe it. You're 100% right. You guys are
I know.
same birthday and
Okay, the rabbi's coming.
terrible things.
Bye, everybody. Have a good meeting.
Thank you.
finish working out.
Thanks. who put up the stuff?
I did.
So where's it? Put more.
Yeah, no, I'm going to.
And-
I have to
and-
fill it up.
And yeah, and in the kitchen as well on the top there, but also.
Yep.
I want to tell you something, I'll tell you, I forgot already, I'll tell you something.
Okay.
No problem.
No worries.
Okay, hello.
Hey, Rabbi.
Hello, how are we doing?
Good, how are
Good, and
you?
Beautiful.
how-
Great to see you. Great to see you.
Yeah.
And
So
I just heard it's Brian's birthday today.
It is Brian's birthday today.
Oh,
And,
I'm gonna
And
call her Shimon.
Catherine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, wow.
So
It's a
funny.
good mazel to have two together in one day. Beautiful. We'll have beautiful
Rabbi,
blessings and good things.
Thank you.
I know
Great year. What?
Antonella can't make it, and Sarah can't make it, unfortunately. You know the building that collapsed in Florida?
Yeah, there's a citron bomb there. I saw.
Yeah,
there.
it's Sarah's building. Unfortunately, fortunately, her stepson was not in the unit at the time. But she has a lot of neighbors and a lot of people that she knows that are still missing. She wanted me to tell you, please let the rabbi know we have said the Birkat Hagomel, prayer of the gratitude when your life was in danger, like 100 times.
So what's that? So her son Oren is her son is their
So her son, her stepson, it's Brian's son with his first wife.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, but what's
he
his-
was living
what's
in the
his-
apartment, but
he wasn't
Sorry?
there.
no, he was sleeping at his girlfriend's.
Okay, but I saw an Oren citron bomb. Is that him? That's his name?
Yes, that's Sarah Citronbaum's stepson.
Wow, that's unbelievable. That is incredible. Miraculously, he wasn't there because it's a terrible
It's
tragedy.
terrible.
I mean,
Not
no one
to-
knows. I mean, what's going on. I mean, hopefully they
No,
can still dig people out and this, but it's very
it's horrific. And Lara, Megan's friend from UPenn,
Yeah.
this Puerto Rican girl, Jewish girl,
Yeah.
she was down in Florida doing a summer internship. And luckily that night she slept at her friend's house, but her grandmother, her father, her uncle, her
No.
aunt, and her best friend were all in the unit that collapsed and all missing.
Oh my God, what a tragedy. And you know
And
what?
no, it's just, it's
they're
horrific.
over. They're about 100 people missing still.
No,
They
I know.
haven't gotten too many people inside. You know what I'm saying? That have been trapped. So wow,
I don't know. It's a tragedy. It's horrible.
it's a terrible tragedy.
Terrible.
We can, hopefully they find people.
Hopefully, that's what we're praying for.
Yeah, that's all we can do. It's so annoying. It's so hard to deal. I don't know.
You hear of these things happening in, Bangladesh, third world countries. You don't hear things like this happening in North America.
Shocking.
A building collapsing, it's just unheard of.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't, yeah. I'm sure there's going to be lots of lawsuits after this one.
Oh my God.
I'm sure they're going to start checking all the things. Florida, Miami is a rough place. It's all built right next to the water, very high water table. I mean, it's I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wow, but let God keep everyone safe. Let them,
Yeah.
hopefully they can get to the people and the safe people. But
Yes.
it's really mobilized tremendous amount of the Jewish world because quite a few of the people missing are Jews. So
Yes,
South Florida, around the world, it's really
Sarah was saying that most of the people in that building are Jewish. There is a synagogue right across the street.
yeah, the Sholabal Harbor, a few blocks away, but it's really. Yeah, when you see such tragedy, it's we don't understand what's going on, but that's the times to come together.
Yeah. But we have to trust that everything happens for a reason, and who
Yeah.
knows?
You're
I
right,
want to tell
Lara.
you an interesting thing. You bring that up. When you say everything happens for a reason, that even though we believe in God and we believe that God runs the world and we believe that God is doing things for a reason, it doesn't make us in any way feel satisfied or feel when we experience a hardship or tragedy for someone else, it doesn't in any way lessen the pain or lessen the sadness for those people. And we have to be very careful, because on one hand we do believe in that way, our faith should stay strong, and we believe it's coming from God, but that doesn't make us feel less pained.
Yeah.
And actually, that's one of the reasons why, when people ask if God has a reason, why doesn't he share it with us? Why doesn't God let us know what's his reason for giving for this tragedy happening? I mean, if we would know, you're all women, right? Childbirth is one of the hardest, if not the hardest experience for a human to go through. And the reason, I am sure, I'm not a woman's like I said, but the reason I'm sure the women endure this hard pain is because they know what's good is coming out on the other side. So you can endure hardship when you know what it's for.
Yeah.
So many people, feel if we understood the answers to everything, God gave us the answers, then then it would be we'd understand what the situation is and we'll be able to endure. But at the same time, what that would do is that we would be less. Hi Debbie, how are you? We would be less. We wouldn't anymore be sad for someone who's going through a hardship.
Yeah.
Just because someone goes through something painful and there's something good on the other side, doesn't mean that at the moment it's difficult, it's hard, it's challenging. We would minimize it. We would never feel empathy for anybody. And a lot of the world was made, that God made the world, Hashem made the world, that empathy, feeling for people, being crying for people when they are, is a very important part of the human, the human experience. And it's through the tears and through the crying where we're able to really ourselves appreciate it more, understand it more, or dig deeper into us to be able to deal with it. But if we had all the answers, we wouldn't feel the Holocaust would happen. We'd say, okay, we know why. This happened, we know why. The world without empathy cannot exist. So God, hid the reasons from us. So on one hand, we believe there's a reason, but we don't know. So it's not enough to that we shouldn't feel empathy and cry with people who are going through hardships and be there for them and to console them, etc., etc. So that's not something we have to live with all the time, and we have to make sure that try to live up to have both of them: the faith that nothing is random, that everything has some kind of a reason, but at the same time feeling the the pain and the hardship of the people who are going through it, and whatever and the pain and hardship is the key to humanity. Actually, something I was going to talk about from today's Tanya, from the Tanya today, is a big part of the human experience is hardship, is challenges, is facing obstacles, is going through painful experiences. That's what molds us. That's what makes us into who we are, into the people that we are. And actually, this Sunday in the Jewish calendar is the 17th of Tammuz. 17th of Tammuz is actually a fast day. There are 6 fast days, 6 days besides Yom Kippur that we fast throughout the year. We don't eat or drink. And this is one of the days that we fast. Why do we fast on the 17th of Tammuz? We fast, hi Dina, we fast because a terrible tragedy happened. the second temple, when the second temple was destroyed, the Jerusalem was a walled city, so it was very protected. And the Romans surrounded the city for 3 years. They couldn't penetrate the city. For 3 years, they couldn't penetrate the city. But on the 17th of Tammuz, which is this Sunday, is after 3 years of surrounding the city, they were able to penetrate the city. And that was the beginning of the end of the Jewish people's reign in Israel, and the Holy Temple was destroyed. 3 weeks later, the Holy Temple was destroyed. So since then, it's become a fast day. It's become a day that we fast to reflect on the terrible tragedy that happened then, which for us is not just the tragedy that happened then. It's for us, it's a tragedy that we're still experiencing until we have the next temple, the third temple. It's a tragedy we're still experiencing. So it happened a long time ago, but as long as we didn't replace it, it's still something that's hurtful for us. And we actually fast. We fast. We don't eat. We don't drink. We add some special prayers. It's a very serious day. And in 3 weeks' time, when the day is destroyed, we're going to fast as well. And for the same, for the terrible loss of both temples, they were both lost on the same day. So the idea is that even though we believe everything God does is for the best, and ultimately he's destroying the temple, and we understand a little bit of what's the positive in the destruction of the temple, but at the same time, in real life, it's a loss. Even though it's a step for something greater, but today it's a loss. And because it's a loss today, we have to actually mark it as a loss and fast, and a day of very seriousness, and very they will reflect a lot on ourselves and our where we are in life. So this is the way we always deal with tragedies, that we don't just say God has his reasons. We use it. We actually use it as a tool to help inspire us, awaken us to think of what else, or how we can better ourselves, perhaps. What's the message there for us? God could get things done in easy ways and in difficult ways. So why would he do it in a difficult way? What's the message for us that he wants us to take for it? So these are the things these are the reflections that come through thinking through the pain, the sadness, the hardship, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be able to think properly of what message to take. But when you're inside the difficulty, you're in the eye of the tornado, it's a very different experience, that you're able to sort of dig deeper and try to figure out what's going on. So here we have something interesting. As the focus of Tanya is on the Benini, the middle person, who we've started to delve into in the last few weeks. In action is like a righteous person never sins, but inside of them there's still the two forces in full force. So can someone become what we term a tzaddik, a righteous person? And the answer is not necessarily, meaning to be someone who is totally conquered and transformed their worldly soul to the good, to follow the way of the godly soul, is almost superhuman. It's almost impossible for us to do. It's just not something that can happen, really. But usually A tzaddik, someone who's at that level, is born that way, meaning is born already with the capacity, the unusual capacity of their godly soul being on fire in a much stronger way than most people. You know, so they're able to easily conquer and transform, or they're already born with their worldly soul almost conquered already. It's very, very weak. But it's really preordained almost. It's very hard for any of us to ever come there. And therefore, it's not, you know, where everyone, you know, no one, if someone in their lifetime doesn't reach that level in their life, even though they work hard, etc., we shouldn't feel bad, because it's not really attainable for most people. It is what it is. God has a plan. Righteous people are like, you know, the fresh oxygen, a little bit of fresh oxygen, spiritual and pure oxygen that helps keep the world going in many ways. So God needed a few in every generation. That's what he does. That's how he does it. And that's not where we expect it to be. But the Beinoni, the average person, meaning the winning the battle, and every time the battle to not to do something wrong, and at least in your external channels, speech, thought, and action, that everyone is capable of reaching. Okay, everyone's capable of reaching. But, or actually, in Hebrew, actually, the way we term a tzaddik, we call him the servant of God. It's called the servant of God. What does it mean, a servant of God? That his whole being is that they serve God. A Beinoni, the middle person, we call Oved Hashem, someone who is serving God. Almost like present tense, who is serving God. So what's the difference between a servant of God or someone who is serving God? So there's a very fundamental difference. A servant of God means that you're already in that position. You're already arrived to be a servant of God. So tzaddik is already, a righteous person is already there. They're already conquered, they have the capacity to conquer, they're there already. They don't have to work to get to where they are, because they are placed there already. While present tense, serving God means that you're in the process now of trying to serve God. So meaning you're in the process of trying to serve God against challenges, hardships, etc., etc. There's a parable I once heard, it's a great story, that there was a fellow who was working very hard to midlife. He decided he wants to climb, scale big mountains, and he's working very hard to become a mountain climber. Spends 2 years exercising, then practicing, and finally he goes somewhere in South America and he's going to scale one of the big mountains down south. And he has his team, his helpers, and he starts the trek and works very hard, takes him a few days, and all the things that he went through to get there, and finally he made it to the top. And he comes to the top and he sees from a little distance, he sees like a bunch of kids playing like in a sandbox or something. So he's thinking to himself, I'm 50 years old. I worked so hard for 2 years just to be fit enough to be able to climb this mountain and handle all the challenges of climbing the mountain. And here they're little kids who climbed the mountain. How could it be? So he goes to the little kids and he says, guys, how did you get here to the top of the mountain? You know what it took me to get it to the top of the mountain? So the kids look at him and say, we don't know what you're talking about. We were born here. We're born at the top of the mountain. This is our territory. So, a tzaddik is a person who's born there. They're there because they were born there. That was given, the tools that were given to them or the situation was given to them. But the average person, like this mountain climber, is serving God, is working hard. They have to work, he or she is working hard, they have to work hard, they have to, acclimate themselves, they have to get into shape, to be able to breathe, to be able to do that the amount of, hard walking and climbing. The Benini is someone who's serving God. They are in the middle of serving God, meaning that they face a daily battle. Generally, I'm saying generally because sometimes some people have natures, the different types of natures that people have. Some people are very heated and passionate people. So they get heated, excited, tempted easy. They get caught in the heat of the moment. Towards doing things that may be wrong, sinful, immoral. Then you have people who by nature are very cold-blooded. They never get excited. They never get worked up. There's a lack of passion almost in there. So obviously their level of temptation for a lot of the things we sort of call sins or wrongdoings or immoral thing, they're not even tempted to do. So there are natures of people that lend itself more to almost by default, just doing what's right, because that their nature is that they're obedient, they're cool, cold, type of a personality. So it's very easy, as opposed to people who have it very difficult. So sometimes the nature of a person lends themselves to be a Benini, to be a good person, and not really be tempted by their worldly soul to do wrong, because they're almost lame in their level of passion and heatedness, hot-headedness. But most people have some who are very full of passion and excitement and drive and everything else. So for the average person, there is a constant battle. They are serving God. They're not servants of God. They are serving God. They're in the process of trying to become a servant of God, someone totally dedicated. They're in the process, they're serving God. And this process of serving God is it's an ongoing one. And almost, people almost ask, why is life so difficult? Why is it so difficult that everything is a battle? Why isn't it just easy? It's actually the story. I don't know if we ever shared it here. A photographer, a fellow who's in his 30s, photographer, but someone who's a bit of a searcher, searching for spirituality, the truth, a Jewish fellow, and he had a very hard time sort of trying to find the truth, to see God, to experience God, to find God. He had a very hard time. And it was a battle. Faith was a battle. So he came to the Rebbe, came to Lubavitch Rebbe, to ask him, it's very tough for him, he says, this whole battle constantly going on. Why can't it be easy? Well, why can't God make it just so that to believe in it easy? Why is it a struggle? Why is it to believe in God? You gotta struggle. It's not natural. And to believe in God really, not just to say I believe in God, but to believe in God and rely on God and have faith, not so easy. Why isn't it easy? Why doesn't God want to have things move here smoothly? Why don't make it easy? So in the conversation, he told the Rebbe that he's a photographer. So the Rebbe asked him like this. He says, "You take photographs, yeah? You ever sell your photographs?" "Yes, I sell my photographs." "So tell me, what's the most that someone ever paid anyone for a photograph? What's the most someone will pay for a photograph?" Even the greatest photographer, I'm not talking about paparazzi things. I'm talking about photography as an art. What's the most someone will pay for a photograph? $10,000, $20,000. I mean, you know, a photograph, no matter what the scene is, you're not going to command that much money. So why is it that art, which anyone who draws something is not really capturing, when you draw something, you're not really capturing the full scene, right? When you draw a piece of art, you're not capturing the full scene. You capture 90%, 99%, but you're not capturing the full scene. There's nothing as correct as a photograph. If you want a person, a scene, the photographer captures the whole thing. They capture the scene. But the artist, as good as the artist is, it's never 100% perfect. So why pay? Why in the art world, people are paying millions for a piece of art that's not perfect? And yet for a photograph, which is perfect, they pay much less. And the answer is, he said, is that a photograph is like two-dimensional. It's perfect, but it has no life in it. A painting is not perfect, but it's full of life. It's multi-dimensional. It's full of, you look at it, it comes alive. What makes a piece of art come alive? Why we look at art, it sort of awakens something within us. A photograph is nice, but awakens nothing. It doesn't stir us. A piece of art stirs us a little bit. It stirs, it does something to you. What is in the art that does something to you? The difference is that the art represents struggle. The artist is struggling to define what they see in front of them, the person, the scene, whatever. That's what the art represents. That struggle to understand what's going on. That's where the multi-dimensional part of the art, the life, comes into the art. From struggle comes life. Friction creates energy, right? Even physically, electricity is created through friction. Perfection is boring. It's very boring. You meet perfect people, you'll find them very boring. There's like no life to them. There's no struggle, there's no life. It's in the struggles of life that we come alive. And that's why actually Judaism and the Kabbala talks about the difference between humans and angels. You know, we all say, angels are special. We'd love to be like angels. Angels are, but you know what? From above in heaven, God tells us He's more excited for you about humans than angels. But angels are perfect. They're serving God all the time. They're in prayer. An angel, anyone's depiction of angels, pure white. They're pure. So angels are perfect. So why would a human that struggles, that falls, trips over, does things wrong, why would you prefer an angel over this? And actually the angels complained to God in creation of the world. When God created the angels on the second day, when He created the flying thing. So He said, the angel said, why are you creating humans? You're gonna be upset with them because they're not gonna make you happy. They're not gonna make you proud. They're gonna sin. They're gonna do wrong. And God says, I'm making humans. Why? Why are humans more special? Because angels have no struggle. They're perfect. They were made. They're like a computer program that were programmed perfectly correct, with no crashes. Perfectly correct. But humans were created by nature to have challenges. We have two forces within us pulling us in all sides. We have general temptations from going on from everything around us. Challenges, obstacles, all different types of things. And God says within all of these challenges, when a person overcomes and wins one battle, wow, this is more enjoyable than watching angels for 1,000 years. Because angels don't have that one battle. But a human wins one battle. Now imagine you win a second battle, third battle. A lot of people like to have birds and parrots, who talk. You think you get a bird, you pay a lot of money, it'll say 2-3 words, can copy a word you're saying. We get very excited. You think, but what are you getting so excited about? You can sit next to any human being and they can talk for 1,000,000 words. Why are we so excited about a bird that can say 3 words? Because it's not natural. It's not natural for a bird to say words. For a bird to say words is unnatural. For a human being to battle, to face strong battle, strong opposition, a strong pull towards doing things that may be easy, cutting corners, more fun, more interesting, but it's wrong. And to overcome that and to do what's right, to do what you learn, what you heard, understand is correct and right and the way it should be done, that's powerful. That's exciting. That creates energy, spiritual energy in the spirit, in the upper worlds. The angels look forward to see how people behave, and they live off of the energy off of what we create every time we do something good. So a person, so the Rebbe finished off the story and they said that art is more expensive than photograph because it's the struggle and overcoming, which is much more powerful and much more full of life than a 2-dimensional perfect picture. And so too it is with faith in God. God could have made us all believe like the angels believe, but then we'd be just like angels. It would be programmed. It would be no struggle to get there. It wouldn't represent any type of challenge. It would just be part of who we are. But God has already myriads and myriads of angels and upper beings. God made our world, the lowest of the universe, to have human beings who have all the things we spoke about, who have the capacity to deny God's existence, capacity to totally turn their back on God as if God is not even in the picture at all. And we can do, and even though all of this is true, we still will choose to do what's right, even though it doesn't come easy. We choose to follow God's word, even though it takes a lot more effort. And sometimes it doesn't always make sense. That's where the enjoyment and the pleasure is. That's transformative. That creates energy. That's the friction that creates energy. And this is what the Jewish people, always talk about the difference between angels and people. This is what the Kabbala says about appreciating who we are. So a Beinoni, a middle person, is someone who's serving God. They're in the middle of the struggle. And if you ask why the need for the struggle, because that is the definition of this world, of humanity in this world. The ability to make 2 choices, 2 opposing choices, but yet God's faith in us that we will make the right choice. Not because he forces us, not because he overwhelms us with anything, any of his miracles, but because we on our own decide that we want to do what's right, that we're going to do what the good thing is. So, there used to be the Talmud brings, and you can relate it to many ways. Talmud brings a scenario. There used to be that in the days of wagon drivers, and today you take a taxi, the same thing, that they had their regular territory. They gave rides around the city. And there's a rate wherever you're going in the city. But the minute they were asked to go outside the city limits, the fear didn't go up, we're giving you a certain amount per mile. The minute you asked to go outside of your natural territory or limits, the price would double. Automatically would double. It doesn't make sense. You're going another 100 feet. Why is it doubling? Because it's not our natural route. It's not the natural place, way that we work and we travel. But this is true for people as well. What's within our natural ability may be quite a bit, but the value of who we are, of what we can become, and what we're meant to accomplish really occurs outside of our natural comfort zone, outside of our natural environment. I once heard a saying, I don't know who said it, but I thought it's a great saying. They say that a rabbi's job is to comfort those who are discomforted, right? People have loss and tragedy, and to discomfort those who are comfortable. And really, this is what Beina's life is. For most, is they're serving God. They are in a constant process of serving. Of they get up every morning. There's a battlefield. Not literally, but between the spiritual and the physical, there's a battlefield. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I spend time doing the spiritual, or should I spend time doing what's fun, exciting, and interesting? Do I keep to being a proper human being and respectful and honest, etc.? Or for personal gain, it's all right to cut a corner here and there. So this is the constant battle that goes on within the person, within the Beinanim. And this was the design. The design was we should never feel bad that why it is that we have to go through such battles, because that is what makes us interesting. That is what makes us special. That is what makes us. And if you see yourselves, we somehow feel much more attracted to watch and follow people who live life on the edge than people who live life so predictable. They know in 10 years what they're going to do in the morning. Because there's nothing about that person that's exciting. There's nothing that awakens any feeling with it. But someone's on the edge, meaning their life can go any way all the time. That's where the richness of everything lies. It's interesting. In the world, most of the most precious commodities in the world lie underground. And to get there, it's not enough. You cannot get there easily. To get to them, you have to dig. First, you have to look to figure out where you think they may be. Then you have to dig. And tons of sand and rock and other things you have to get rid of. And all of those types of things you got to do till you hopefully will hit gold or whatever is you're going to hit. The things that are not so precious, that could be are important as well, are above ground. You need water, you need air, you need other things, get them above ground. Struggle to get them is much less, but the struggle to get things that are greater value is much harder. And that's our story, that life will, for the majority of us, be struggles. And we shouldn't get turned off by the struggles to say, it's not worth it. I don't know where this saying is. I heard it years ago, and I can never verify again. But I once read somewhere that it was said that 90% of the people give up when they're almost made it. You know, people try to start a business, they try to go into a certain career, they try to undertake, you know, a new thing in life. And they try and they try and they try, and it's a struggle, and every time they get knocked down, they get up again. And at some point they give up. They just say, okay, enough, I can't take it anymore, it's enough. And if most of those people would only know that they are so close to just getting over the top. But in life, we never know these things. It's not shown to us. Part of the struggle is that we don't see where exactly the top is. Just a little bit more, right? That's what they say, extraordinary is a little bit extra. From the ordinary to extraordinary is just a little bit extra. So this is really what is the life of most of us people is really the description of the life. So some may have it more, some may have it less, but we should never look at it as bad luck. We should never look at it as, you know, God forgot about me, he abandoned me. We never look at it this way. The struggle of life itself, just by the nature of who we are, and the additional struggles that may come, and we hope we don't ask God to give us struggles, because we already have enough naturally. Just life itself is a struggle. We have every morning we wake up. Do I turn over to the other side and go back to sleep, or do I wake up and get, we struggles every day of regular things that we deal with. We don't need new external struggles to hit us from nowhere. Like imagine America woke up, like I woke up yesterday morning to when I woke up to this breaking news, like a collapse of a building. Like whoever imagined in America, we'd be talking about a collapse of, there's like, and so many of us get hit by so many new struggles and challenges that come in our life. You think, who needs them? Why are they even here? So very often they become a turnoff. We say, it's just too much. It's not worth it. I'm just going to give up now. Or obviously no one cares about me. No one from above cares about me. So why should I work hard? The chances are you're closer than you think to be able to overcome, but you have to do it. That's what we're put here for. We're put here for to create art. We're put here for to be something greater than even an angel can be. Because an angel praying and serving to God for 1,000 years doesn't equal one decision that we as a human may make in this world for the right thing, for what we're supposed to do, what we are commanded to do, the moral, the correct thing. The power of each time we win a battle, we create an energy above and within ourselves and the world around us. And angels are jealous, actually, of this energy that we create because they cannot do it. They cannot do it at all. And even human beings, souls, when they pass on from this world, on one hand, they're going to a great place, paradise. On the other hand, they're very sad because they can't have another chance to make a choice. It's over. There's no chance to make a choice. We actually, when we go to a cemetery, we hide. We wear fringes, we wear tzitzit all the time. But when we go to the cemetery, we hide it. We don't let it hanging out. We hide the fringes. Why? Because those who passed away cannot do it. Cannot wear a pair of tzitzit. Imagine a simple thing of a piece of clothing with fringes. They cannot wear it anymore. It's almost embarrassing to them that their souls see our tzitzit and they feel, I can't even do a pair of tzitzit. So when a person puts on the tzitzit, they're doing something that makes an incredible impression and energy, creates energy in heaven because it's a battle. It's not just a thing that's there. It's something that you have to decide you're going to do. And it's not something that's automatic. It's not accepted necessarily. It's not necessarily done by everybody. So this is the life of the Beinoni. This is the life of the middle person, everybody. But the middle person, even someone who wants to do good. And you would think very often, if someone wants to do good, why wouldn't God make it easier for them? You know, if someone's not doing good and made bad choices and God gives them struggles and this, you know, people can relate to it. Listen, you're not playing by the rules of the game, so, you know, you're not going to have it easy. But why would someone who is trying to do what's good, why does God just make it easier to do what's good? Why the need to have this thing? And the answer is because it's not a punishment. This, within the struggle, lies our ability to stand tall and to grow and to shine. You know, if you want to, everyone loves to buy diamonds, but everyone loves a diamond. But everyone loves a diamond. But, you know, to make the diamond shine the way we like it takes an incredible amount of polishing. And you know how you polish a diamond? Very rough. You take another diamond and you grind them against each other. And until you grind the diamond against each other, it looks like a black piece of glass. Disgusting. No one would even desire it in any way. But when you shine it, and every facet, all of a sudden, it's the most beautiful, glistening, calling you from every side. And so therefore, the more you do what God wants often, the more challenges he gives you. Because just like, imagine our children. If you have a child who has promise that they can grow up into something, and you put them into an extracurricular program or in a higher class, and you give them a challenge, and they're doing well. So you don't sit back and say, they're good. You say, okay, what's the next challenge I can give them? How can I? Because you know that if you don't put them in those situations, or they may have to work harder, they may have to work, kind of continually be challenged, then you know that they won't reach their potential. You know, so like people go to work out. Initially go to work out, when you start is difficult. Then you ace it, you're doing well. So you don't say, listen, you don't tell your trainer or whoever it is, listen, I'm doing well, let's stay here. The minute you're doing well, now you're put onto a whole new level of challenge in your regimen. But why? I did already my challenge, because what was yesterday's challenge is not good anymore for today, because you want to remain or you want to become better, stronger, whatever it is you want to become. So when God sees us working hard and facing the challenges, it doesn't make him take it away. On the contrary, he keeps them going, because that's what's going to help us climb higher, become better, more refined, etc., etc. So this is the truth about us in this world. There's actually a statement in the Talmud, Adam la'amal yivaled, the person was created to work hard. And by the way, I put it one of my life wisdom things, by the way, we'll never feel satisfied or happy unless we're productive and we work hard. The easy life doesn't create happy people. Happy people come from people who work towards something and work hard and focus, and sometimes beyond what they're naturally, inclined to do. That's what makes us special. That's what helps us grow. So it's a blessing. So the Ben he's constantly serving God. He's Oved Hashem. He's constantly serving God. He may never get there to be a servant and sit back and just relax and watch the view from where they are. No, we're constantly serving God, because as long as we have the challenges there, that means we have more potential to grow. And as long as we face the challenges, we actually end up growing. So that's sort of today's message or lesson.
Thank you so much, Rabbi. It was really, it was such a good lesson. It was really, it opened my eyes. I liked it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Have a
I've been on this whole time, just in case you were missing me.
believe you me, I know, and you're
I'm
you're a
surprised.
special
Where is
multitasker.
everybody? Where is everybody else today?
I don't.
Okay, bye.
By the way, Debbie,
Thank you.
Debbie,
Some people can make it sometimes, some people can't.
exactly, Debbie.
Yes.
Remember one thing, when
What?
especially when you're studying, you're doing things, it doesn't make a difference how many people are in there. It's nice to
Okay,
invite
okay,
other people,
okay.
get them in there.
Yeah.
There was someone on here last week for the first time. Who invited her? Who?
Catherine, I did.
Lara.
She's
Okay.
still here. I think she's on now.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
I'm listening.
you were on last week. I wasn't sure. Yes.
I
How
had
are
to
you?
leave
So it's nice to
early.
see you back.
Yeah,
Oh.
Today,
Debbie,
actually-
where's your friend?
What?
Sorry, Deb, you had a friend.
Sorry, I don't know.
Daniela Citronbaum or something?
Yeah, she was
Daniela?
supposed to
Daniela?
join, maybe because of what happened in Miami or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Catherine, you
knows?
don't have to be quiet. You can ask questions. You can feel free to ask a comment. But it's not about, it's nice to bring in more people because as we're learning, many other people can share, but it's never about numbers. Learning growth it's all right for one person.
I agree. I have to just, I have to decline and go because my boss is calling me. Sorry.
Good luck. Shabbat shalom. All the best, everyone. Be well, and we should really hear good news.
Bye, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, be well. Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rabbi.
Be well. Bye-bye. Bye, Kath.
Bye.